Hello guys, welcome to this video, another tutorial by the way. So this one's going to deal with the Acer Nitro 5. Now, this Acer Nitro 5 is a good one, it's a good boy. What I mean is that it's a great computer, although I do have a bit of problems with Windows 10, especially with the external hard drive. With the HDD, games just take way longer to install than usual. For example, a game took 2 days, a 30 gigabyte game took 2 days to install on the hard drive. And that was not normal. I found out that I estimated what it took in like 30 to an hour. So I'm going to show you how to downgrade back to Windows, I'm going to show you how to downgrade to Windows 8.1. Now, I would not do this to your own computer, especially because this can actually break compatibility, and also this could create problems on your drive. So make sure you're either using an external drive, which I am. For example, if I go to create partition tables, I just expand this. I have the 1 terabyte disk. I have a 113 gigabyte NT-best partition separate from the main one, so it shouldn't. So I'm gonna choose to install in this partition. So yeah, I'm not installing on my main SSD for obvious reasons. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is actually get a USB drive. I'm gonna plug it in. Plug in the drive. Now I see I got some transfer files that I don't want to wipe. So since I don't want to wipe this, I'll just transfer this to the hard drive, the external hard drive. So let's just copy all these. So copy, games, and then just paste. It's 1 gigabyte. It's not that big, but it's gonna take a while probably, because it's that big of an item. So now there's a great thing to talk about this. So first of all, okay, while this is transferring, first of all, you need to download Windows 8.1. In my case, I already have it downloaded, but I'll put a link in the description of the Windows 8.1 download link if you want to try this yourself. I will do this on a virtual machine if you like. Now, Windows 8.1 is going to require a product key, but you can just find a free one online. It doesn't activate Windows, it just bypasses the product key activation thing. So just search Windows 8.1 product key and you'll find a product key. Just try product keys until that works. The product key I'm going to use, I'm going to put a link in the description too. This will not activate Windows. So, yeah. I will put a link to the description. Yeah. So, first of all, you need to go to the Windows 8.1 download site. So, just type in Windows 8.1 download, and then just go to the first link, which should be this link. Of course, I'll put a link in the description for that. Okay, it's done transferring, so we can now just delete this. Now, you don't have to delete this, but because we're gonna format this anyway. So, I don't know why I deleted it, but okay. So go to here, scroll down and select what edition. Select 8.1. Choose your language. Mine is English, so I'll just do that. And then select 64-bit. You have to select 64-bit for this specific Acer. Now, I'm going to check the ISO I have to make sure it's 64-bit. So I have Windows 8 Pro. This is 32-bit. I'm not using this one. Yep, it is 64-bit. You can tell by the X64, so this is it. So I don't have to download it, but you will have to download a 64-bit. If you're running a 32-bit operating system, this is like 32-bit. So if you don't know what version your Windows is, it's simple. Go to Settings, go into Settings, and then go to and type in About. Go About this PC. And you go to your laptop specifications and search for Windows system type, and it will tell you if it's 64-bit or 32-bit. It'll tell you if a processor is 64-bit too. Now this is a 64-bit system, and this. Now RAM is not gonna be an issue. Windows 8 at least requires a gigabyte RAM to install. I have plenty. Processor not gonna be that big of a deal, but certain processors are not supported, so be careful of that. Do not use Windows 8.1 as your main operating system on a device that came with Windows 10, because, compatibility reasons. Now, I am running the latest version of Windows, so Windows 10 actually. So let's go create it. So first, you want to go to Rufus, or you don't have to use Rufus. If you don't like Rufus or you don't want to use Rufus, you can go to Acer and just download it. I'll include both those links in the description. Now I will show you Rufus, and you can watch a video of that. So download Rufus. I already have it downloaded, but download it, and it's an application, so you can just launch it right away. Once it's downloaded, you just want to open it. I'm gonna open it. Now I have Rufus already, so yeah. Open. It will ask you for administration. Click yes, and it'll open this. Now this might be a little bit confusing if you're first time using this, because you don't know all these, but it's simple. So first, select the USB device you want to use. It'll automatically select it, and then select an ISO, or you can select a UEFI or non-bootable one, but select a disk image, and go select, and then go and select Windows 8.1. Make sure you select the right version. Then do Windows Standard installation. You can do Windows Go if you want, but this Windows Standard. Don't change any of these, because we don't have to do this. We only choose MBR if it actually is Windows 7 or XP. Select the file system to be NTFS. We need NTFS. And I would name it to something a bit easier to remember, like Win 8.1 boot. That would be simple. And then click start. It will ask you if you want all your data to be gone. Just select OK. And it'll delete, and then it'll start doing this. It will open it up, but I would just leave it. And click cancel if you do that. So it's creating a system file. This is largely depending on the computer speed and USB speed. So yeah. It might open some file explorers, but close them because you don't need them. Well, standard installation is faster to create, but it's slower to install. And Windows Go takes way longer to create, but you'll be up and ready to go. All you do is just boot to it, and boom, you're done. So yeah. So I'm gonna do the slow method because this is what most people will probably be doing. They're probably gonna be doing it from USB. So yeah. I'm actually gonna show you both ways. This video might be a two-parter, and it actually might be, or I can combine it to 1 hour. This video will be a long video. Trust me, it will not be a short. So yeah. So I had some Windows updates. So when I restart the computer, I'm actually gonna shut it down instead of restart it, because it's asking me to restart for updates. But you can do this on a Mac OS too if you have a Mac or Linux computer. Use Acer for Linux and Mac. You can use Rufus for Windows or Acer if you want. So it is currently 7:23. So yeah, it's currently 7:23, and it kind of takes a little bit of a while to create it though. But so one thing that might be noticeable if you actually just install it is your NVIDIA driver won't work as expected, because it's a fresh install. So you will have to install graphics drivers for NVIDIA, and you might have to install USB drivers. You might. So yeah, if you're using a touchscreen laptop, I'll get why you're installing Windows 8.1. But there's no sense in installing on a laptop that's a mouse and keyboard only. Because one, it's really designed for tablet use, not for keyboard and mouse use. And two, it's not practical. Now, since I'm installing on a hard drive, it might be a little bit slower than usual. And I get that. But at least it'll be slower. At least it'll be faster than Windows 10. Because have you ever used Windows 10 on a mechanical hard disk? Yeah, you won't know how long it takes to open one app. Literally almost a minute. That's how long. Like half a minute. If you're using a fast mechanical hard drive, one that's faster than most mechanical hard drives, I guess that can be fast. But I understand. But if you're cheap like me, I understand why you're using mechanical. But I have an SSD, so I'm fine with that. But it's almost finished doing its stuff. Now, it will copy out. Also, on the bottom, it will show you what letter it is, which is obvious. But it will show you what it's doing. So it will tell you how big the file is. So yeah, it's almost done, and it should be. So it is done, and you created that uses UEFI and TFS bootloader. Now you must disable secure boot. Now you have to do this because, for reasons. It even tells you to disable it. So, yeah. So first of all, you will have to go into the BIOS of Acer. Now this is super easy in Windows 10 because you can just go to settings and you can just go, I believe, to update and security. Then you can go to Windows security. No, recovery, yeah. And then click advanced startup, and then you can go to the BIOS such as that. But I already have it enabled, so I guess we can just, we can just restart it. I'm not going to update and restart it. I'm just going to just restart it. Now get your finger right on the F2 key, because that's the Acer key. Now it is closing some apps, so yeah. Now I'm going to click restart anyway. Because get your finger ready on the F2 key if you're using HP escape. The reason why I'm going to the BIOS is because we need to disable secure boot for it to boot properly. So first of all, on the BIOS, make sure F12 boot menu is enabled. You have to have this enabled. And okay, secure boot is enabled. So to change this, all you have to do is set supervisor password, enter like 0000, enter 0000, enter. Password's been saved, and now you can do secure boot, and I'm gonna disable secure boot because that's what we have to do. If you want, you can set this back if you're planning to use Windows 8.1, but I'm not gonna. So just select F10 to save your settings. And now as soon as the keyboard lights up, I'm gonna spam F12 to get to the bootloader. This is not a tutorial because, well, some things may not work. And I found my USB drive, so I'm gonna put it into that. And it displays some text, but that's normal. It's just gonna show this, but I'm kind of worried about driver support. Yep, it does show. I can see display driver isn't working, so HDMI is out of question. Install now. Now this is working as expected. Now what I'm worried about is gonna ask me for a product key. Yeah, it is. So for this, you go online and just find a random product key online, and then you can use that. That's what I do. I'll just go and just select a random product key from the web. I just go and select a random product key from the web. So I'll just put a link to the description. So just type in Windows 8.1 product key. Yep, I spelled it incorrectly, but now it will tell you what product key it is. So it will tell you if, it will say enterprise. Well, yeah, obviously. I'm obviously gonna blur all this because I don't want Microsoft finding this. So Windows 8.1 Ultimate is just Pro. That's what it means. But I'm just gonna select Pro because you know, I don't need Ultimate. So the key I've selected, that's what I'm gonna enter. So good, the external keyboard works. So the USB 3.0 ports work. If you're gonna, well, you can't install Windows 7 on this current Acer Nitro, but if you have a computer that can be backwards compatible with Legacy, you can actually install Windows 7. So yeah. I'm gonna quickly enter this product key. Gotta make sure I enter it correctly, because if I don't, it's gonna mostly be mad at me. Now the reason I'm not showing the product key is Microsoft doesn't like showing product keys on YouTube. So instead, I'll just put a link in the description. Okay, let's check if it's entered correctly. If it's entered correctly, it should not fail. Good, it worked. So, I guess I'll put the product key in the description. Now, Windows 8.1 Pro is probably the best chance of working, so I guess I'll put a link in the description for that. Okay. Now, that's really all you have to do to bypass that. Don't upgrade custom, because we don't want to install on the SSD. So you see some different drives. Now, obviously the one we want is 113 gigabyte one, but I don't have to format this because this is already NTFS, so I can just make sure you're installing off the correct drive. The reason why the SSD is not showing is RST, Premium Optane RST. So yeah. So all I do is just do this. It's not it's not recommended to install with GPT, but you could still continue. Okay, now it's installing, and copying will take no instance unless you're using CD. It's really easy to just go buy a USB drive from internet and then just do it the other way. It doesn't matter what type of USB drive it is. It does not matter at all. All matters is that if it can fit Windows on it, you will fit. I recommend 16 gigs, so you can do Windows 10 or Mac OS and any other OS. Now, if you're doing this on an old system, like, for example, a 2011 computer, which is not meant to run Windows 8.1, if it falls below the minimum requirements, for example, the CPU and GPU, it will probably give you a fat error saying some of your devices are not compatible. And then you can install Windows 8 unless with some patches, which can really suck. Because for one, I don't know if those patches exist anymore, and if there were any, I don't know if they exist. So I would just keep Windows 7 on your very old computer. If you can't install Windows 8 or 10, you just keep Windows 7. Although you are not gonna, but if you're keeping Windows 7 in 2021, but it makes sense if you cannot upgrade to Windows 8 or 10, then I guess I understand why you have to stay on it. But still, I would not use Windows 7 on your home network unless your router has a special feature that blocks those unwanted stuff, which mine does. So yeah. Now, if you have only one drive, for example, your SSD, you can split it if you want and install it with the SSD. But if it has Premium Optane RST, then you can't do that. You have to use external. But here's the problem. Windows does not install through external. So if you have another PC, you could swap the hard drive with it, and then install Windows 8 on that, and then just continue with your life. Or to select when to go, if you want. So it's almost done installing already. I guess this is no surprise, because this hard drive is fast. So, yeah. Now, it is possible to install Windows 8 on an iMac like this one, but it's not going to be a great experience because nothing will work. Because, Bootcamp won't even work. So, you won't have Wi-Fi, you won't have Bluetooth, you won't have, you will have Ethernet support, but you won't have any Apple features useful, like, for example, your display might not be supported, so you might have a irregular, thing. Now, if it asks you to restart. Don't just be a pussy, just restart. Go into the boot option because I certain it's not gonna boot into Windows 8.1. So, okay, now you have two Windows boot managers. Now, boot to the third one, or boot into the last one. Now, if you're booting to Windows 10 by accident, it will show you what operating system you want to use. It will do that first, so I guess that could be useful. So I'm going to show you both methods, so yeah. I'm definitely going to keep Windows 8.1 on the hard drive, but yeah. It did boot into Windows 10 for some reason, I don't know why. It booted into Windows 10, which I don't understand why I did. Now, you don't need your USB anymore, because, well, you don't need it. So, yeah. So, the easier way is just to go into just advanced boot options, which you can easily do from Windows. So, I guess I'll see you. Okay, now, use a device. I do have a bunch of stuff. Okay. Troubleshoot, advanced options, startup settings, no, okay. See more recovery options, system, no. This is very awkward because it doesn't show another operating system. So, I guess I'm gonna turn off. Now, I'm gonna go into the boot options again, because I'm not certain. Now, there's two Windows boot managers now, and if you're not sure which one to select, well, just select a random one and hopes it works. This is not a tutorial, by the way. Just saying that, it's not. Even though I said it was, but the USB part was a tutorial, but the Windows installation is actually not, because I can make some mistakes. I hear the hard drive clacking, so it worked. I'm guessing it's working. And that hard drive is extremely loud. It has a special feature where it changes the RPM depending on the load. So the load is like extreme. It'll go to 7,200 RPM. That's the highest it can go. I can hear the hard drive just clacking away. Like, I'm not sure if you hear that, but yeah, it is put into Windows 8.1 because So the first thing, okay, so we don't know what's gonna work or what's not gonna work. So yeah. So we're going to have to go to Acer's website and just, install all the drivers it needs. It might need Wi-Fi drivers. Not sure, it might need it. If your computer does have an Ethernet port, then you're set. But if it doesn't, you're going to have to do everything through USB. You can download Acer's drivers on another device that's not Acer. For example, Mac OS. Or if you have Windows 10 on your computer, same computer, you can download the drivers, and then you can just, put on a USB drive, and then you can just, do that. Or if you have external hard drive, like mine, exactly set up, you can put on the external hard drive, then they can see it through Windows 8, and then you can just copy it to Windows 8, and then, This is not going to be fast, because obviously it's on a hard drive, but I guess you see the reason why. So what time is it now? I bet it's 8. Nope, 7:40. So yeah, it is 7:40. So, It is slow. Jesus. Yeah, you definitely can see how slow it is. It's been like almost a minute and a half and it still hasn't booted yet. Now, I get Windows has fast boot, at least this version, but it says restarting. Great, I might have to freaking mash F12 again. Great, I have to mash F12 again, install the right one. And I know which one's the right one, it's obviously the first one. Like, the fan speed is increasing, so it's doing something. Now, Windows 8.1 obviously works on Acer Nitro 5. We can definitely tell because it does support it. And I read it online by a community, so yeah. We just see the keyboard works. Never mind, it doesn't. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if the keyboard doesn't work. I guess I wouldn't be that surprised. But I have the laptop keyboard and trackpad, so I'm fine. Yep, keyboard does have power, so it does work. And mouse has power too, so yay. I love how I can afford a very expensive keyboard, but I can't even afford this mouse. A new mouse. No, I do not recommend getting a Bluetooth mouse, because, if you're installing different OSs, you're going to have to pair it again, and yeah, that would be a pain in the butt. Or you can get a USB one, but again, that takes up ports, and I don't like that. So one thing we can obviously tell that display drivers don't work. We can definitely tell. Oh, how slow is it? Oh, it's not even slow. It's fast, actually. Okay, the actual transition is not good, but I guess you could say it's Acer Nitro 5. I can't use spaces. Okay, that makes sense. Now we're obviously gonna have to go through the setup, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. Now I'm gonna create a username. I'm not gonna enter a password right now, so I'm not gonna enter a password. Now this side is getting hot. I can definitely tell. Now battery life might be a little bit longer because Windows 8.1 is an older operating system. You can definitely tell, but I would say it's actually gonna be more battery efficient because it's not using all the power this processor's got, and also less bloatware means less work for Windows and CPU. So yeah. And Windows 8.1 actually takes up the least amount of storage too. Yeah. It's actually impossible to get Windows XP running on this boy. It's actually impossible. Because you're gonna have issues with processors and graphics cards. If you have an HD 3000 graphics card and it has legacy support, you can install Windows XP. But who knows if the CPU is not going to be supported. I guess if you have an old Celeron CPU, I guess it will work, but who knows, you may not have the right CPU power. Now, Windows XP supports a maximum, I believe, 1 gigabyte. No, it supports, I don't know how much it actually supports. I think it supports 4 maximum. Yeah, 4 gigabytes maximum. So, yeah. Oh, black screen. Okay. Numlock does work. That's good. Numlock does work. Seems gonna be able to go through the setup. Now, actually, never mind. I'm not even gonna do Wendigo. Because obvious reasons. I like it on the hard drive, and it's more efficient, and it'll actually make your USB drive last longer too. USB drives aren't meant to be used all the time. They're usually meant to be used for like transferring files for, yeah. I mean, don't developers tell you not to run the USB drive for more than 12 hours? Yeah, because some USB drives can overheat and cause sparks, or worse, they can even start a fire. Some USB drives. So that could be a safety hazard. Now, the reason why I ripped the case off mine, because I was using it to fit inside the PS4. The PS4 Pro, the case was actually too fat and it wouldn't fit into the PS4 Pro. So I had to remove the case to get it to fit. It fits fine. So it's doing a setup, and we can definitely tell the color is not that great on this display. You can definitely tell that compared to this display, and this display is older. This display, I believe, was made in like 2013 to 2015, and this monitor does support 1080p. So, like, my mom had this monitor when the PlayStation 4 came out, so it was 2013 data or something. This monitor is still a great monitor to use, but, okay, I'm gonna just get a new one. So, one thing I'm gonna check out is see if the webcam works first try. Now, I think the webcam is gonna work, obviously, but I'm wondering, it does take the full 1080p resolution, I can definitely tell. Okay, we're in it set. Now, we can definitely tell battery works. That's good. We don't have Wi-Fi drivers. Now, we don't have Wi-Fi drivers, so I guess that makes sense. Do we have, yeah, we don't really have very supportive drivers for a graphics card, so yeah. But we can definitely tell that it does support the CPU, because it almost puts at max power. Disk is not that fast, but you can't expect it to be, because it's a hard drive. But this hard drive is actually pretty fast. So we can't go on the web because, well, obviously we don't have internet, so that's fun. So I'm gonna have to go on the web on Ethernet, or actually, I'm gonna go on Ethernet because, so we can definitely tell you can't. Now, you can install Windows 8, and it's actually pretty easy to do. But what's not going to be easy to do is install the drivers. Now, I did say drivers going to be an issue, and I did say that, but I was only expecting the display to not work probably. Now, we can definitely tell the monitor, the HDMI doesn't work. We can definitely tell that. But, so if you don't have internet drivers, we can't really do anything on this operating system. For one, you can't install updates, so you're lacking support, and we don't have any apps that we can use. So I'm actually gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna record another time and just show you how to install the drivers properly. And I guess it's not a tutorial, so I guess I'll see you.